Geologist was accidentally bitten by a poisonous snake. He hurriedly pulled out his phone to call for help, but in the panic, he didn't hold it steady. The phone fell straight into the rock crevice. Mike could only suck out the blood from the wound. Then he ran back to the cabin while he was still conscious, to avoid fainting and being eaten by wild animals. Soon he was breathing hard and fuzzy. In a few moments, he passed out completely. In his daze, Mike felt as if someone was approaching, but after seeing his physical condition, instead of entering the house to help, they quickly left. He only vaguely heard a strange sentence. "He's sick, let's go." Mike's mother sent one last message, but the blurred consciousness had no time to care. Fortunately, Mike woke up from his coma. Without a cell phone, he didn't know how long it had been, only to realize that not only was he not poisoned, even his wounds had recovered. Mike thought it was the first aid that worked before, but to be on the safe side, he still decided to go to the hospital for a review. Only then did he see that the car was covered in dust. Mike did not think much about it, simply wiped and then drove straight to the town. But after entering the town, he felt strange. The streets should be lively, but there is no one, and the road is full of scattered supplies. Until he saw the bodies on the ground, Mike finally realized something was wrong. Circling flies indicate the man has been dead for a long time, though he didn't know exactly what had happened. The tragic scene clearly suggests something disastrous has occurred. With that in mind, he hurriedly drove towards his home. The radio told him what he didn't know: 3 weeks in a coma. During this time, a terrible virus had broken out in the world, and in a short time it spread rapidly and wiped out the human race. He rushed home in disbelief, but the tragedy of his parents made him realize the reality. Mike thought there must be other survivors like him, but after days of searching the town, all he sees are dead people. Mike decided to head to the big city to check it out, but to his despair, the city is silent. Mike had finally resigned himself to his fate. Tired, he first soaked in a hot spring at the hotel. Then he went back to the house and prepared to rest. But just then, he ran into the other survivors. Mike covered his body in embarrassment. After their explanation, he finally realized everything. It turns out that officials have tried to stop it. All the vaccines didn't work. The virus was far more contagious and deadly, so the human race was wiped out before they could react. But somehow they survived. On this day, Mike was driving when he came across a stray dog. The dog had survived the virus. He decided to take him in and named him Lucky. With hope restored, Mike went to the library. He began to learn a lot about survival. Finally survived the end of the world. They lived with each other for a year, but just as Mike gradually adapted to this life, one day, he suddenly saw a smoke rising.